In a busy Lagos market, where the sun shone like it was auditioning for a Nollywood movie, people jostled and shouted over the calls of vendors. Among all the noise, one stall always stood out, not because it was flashy, but because the tomatoes looked unreal. Fresh, shiny, perfectly red, as if dipped in sunlight itself. Nobody knew her name at first. She was just the tomato woman, an older lady with a wrinkled face, braided hair tucked under a faded headscarf, and eyes that seemed to hide secrets older than the market itself. She smiled little, laughed rarely, but somehow everyone kept coming back, whispering to friends about her miraculous tomatoes. Her customers had begun to suspect something strange. The tomatoes never spoiled, never wrinkled, even in the unforgiving Lagos heat. People joked, saying she must sprinkle magic dust or kiss them every night. But the truth was far stranger than jokes. Every morning, before the sun even warmed the stalls, she would take the tomatoes to the back, behind the little woven fence, and rinse them carefully with her bath water. Not just any bath water infused with the rituals demanded by the old shrine she visited nightly, whispering thanks to the gods who blessed her produce. Through those tomatoes, she exchanged destiny, blessing, and luck. Some left the market with a heavier wallet, a lighter heart, or an unexplainable good fortune that would follow them for days. To everyone watching this story, whether you are tuning in from South Africa, California, Jamaica, Trinidad, New York, Florida, Boston, Nigeria, or London, we see you. And big shout out. Remember, we love when you like, subscribe, and share this video to your 3 best friends or relatives on WhatsApp. It helps us make more stories just like this. Even if you don't like or subscribe, please share it with your friends. They deserve to know the secrets of the tomato woman too. A young man named Toby had always been fascinated by the tomato woman. A curious, lanky fellow with glasses sliding down his nose, he spent most mornings wandering the market, pretending to shop while really staring at her stall. He had noticed how her tomatoes seemed to shimmer in the sun, almost as if they had been polished by invisible hands. The other vendors whispered about her, saying she had connections with spirits or gods, but Toby didn't believe in such things. He believed in seeing with his own eyes. One morning, he decided it was time to catch the secret for himself. Hiding behind a sack of onions, he watched as the tomato woman disappeared through the small woven fence behind her stall. Minutes passed, then a strange bubbling sound echoed. Splish, splash, splish. Peeking through the cracks, Toby froze. She was rinsing the tomatoes in a small basin, but not with ordinary water. The water had a golden shimmer, steam curling like tiny spirits rising from it. His jaw dropped as he realized she was speaking softly to the tomatoes, murmuring words he didn't understand, and dipping each one carefully into the bath water she had just used. Every tomato glistened more brightly after the ritual. Toby's mind raced. Was this why people said luck followed her customers? Could bath water really hold magic? He shivered and stepped back, accidentally knocking over a basket of peppers. Clatter, clatter. The tomato woman turned, her gaze sharp as lightning. Toby froze, but instead of anger, she smiled slightly, a smile that hinted she had been expecting him. If you're watching this from South Africa, California, Jamaica, Trinidad, New York, Boston, Nigeria, or London, shout out to you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your 3 closest friends or relatives on WhatsApp. Sharing this story helps more people discover the tomato woman's secret. Even if you don't like or subscribe, sharing is the key. You never know who might need a little blessing in their day. Toby couldn't sleep that night. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the golden steaming water and the way the tomato woman's hands moved over the fruits like she was performing a secret dance. By dawn, he had made up his mind. He would go back and follow her all the way to the shrine. Curiosity had become an obsession, and he wasn't about to let the tomato magic slip away. The next morning, he arrived early, pretending to browse but actually trailing her every step. She moved gracefully through the market, a basket of tomatoes balanced perfectly on her hip. When she slipped behind the woven fence, Toby followed quietly, careful not to make a sound. What he saw next made his eyes widen in disbelief. Hidden behind tall grass and a thin curtain of incense smoke was a small shrine decorated with red and gold cloth, bowls of fruits, and flickering candles. The air smelled sweet and earthy, and the sound of dripping water mixed with whispered chants filled the space. He saw her dip the tomatoes into the bathwater once more, murmuring to the gods, then touching each fruit as if sealing someone's fate inside it. Suddenly, a voice echoed behind him, soft but firm. "Curiosity can be dangerous, young man." Toby spun around and saw her standing there, arms crossed, a faint smirk on her lips. Her eyes glimmered with power, not anger. "You see too much," she said, "but maybe, just maybe you can understand. These tomatoes don't just feed the body, they touch destiny." Shout out to everyone watching from South Africa, California, Jamaica, Trinidad, New York, Florida, Boston, Nigeria, or London. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to your 3 best friends or relatives on WhatsApp. Even if you don't like or subscribe, sharing this story spreads the magic. Who knows whose day could be blessed by the tomato woman's secrets? Toby's heart pounded as he watched her move among the candles and bowls, her hands dipping the tomatoes into the shimmering bathwater, chanting softly to the gods of the shrine. Then she picked up a tomato and handed it to him. "Eat," she said, "but know this. Once you taste it, your life will change. Every choice, every blessing, every curse, it flows through these fruits." Toby hesitated, but curiosity won. He bit into the tomato, sweet, juicy, and warm, as if it carried sunlight inside. Almost immediately, he felt a strange rush of energy, clarity, and luck. Small things first: a coin dropped in his pocket, a neighbor suddenly offering him a gift, and then bigger things, opportunities he couldn't have imagined. But the secret came with a warning. The tomato woman's eyes bored into him. Every blessing has a cost. People who take too much, who ask without giving respect, will find their luck reversed. The tomatoes are not yours to control. They are gifts, not toys. Toby nodded, understanding that her magic was not just about wealth or fortune. It was about gratitude, humility, and respect for the unseen. From that day, he became a quiet helper in her stall, learning the rituals and sharing the magic responsibly. And the market continued to buzz, people marveling at her tomatoes, unaware of the power hidden in every red, glistening fruit. Shout out to everyone watching from South Africa, California, Jamaica, Trinidad, New York, Florida, Boston, Nigeria, or London. Big thanks for staying with us until the end. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this story with your 3 best friends or relatives on WhatsApp. It helps us create more stories for you. Even if you don't hit like or subscribe, sharing is the most important thing. Your friends deserve to hear the magic too. And if you really loved this story and want to support us, you can send a super thanks or join our channel membership. Moral lesson: true blessings come with respect, gratitude, and responsibility. Seeking shortcuts without understanding can lead to unexpected consequences.